Um, I'm trying to find pound USD on this broker, and I'm going through everything. There's German 40, Solana, Bitcoin, US Tech, US 500, pound yen. Literally, pound USD is refusing to show up. For fuck's sake. Ah, now it's never mind. My own stupidity. Um, I just want to see if it's showing the same price action between. So it is saying short here. So there's news coming, so I wouldn't do it. But the scalping model would be fuck, and you'd have a very tight stop, and obviously you'd be looking. But you see, because so once this short-term low here gets traded through, you run the risk of there being a reversal. Wait, I haven't shared the screen. Let's just do the window. Yeah, so it's you. One would be trying to go short off of this um, up close candle here, but you've got to include the wick. But the only reason why I wouldn't support a trade like this is because at 8:15, I'm not sure what news it is again. Let me just confirm. Okay, it's gonna stick on the screen. If we go to Forex Factory, Wednesday there's ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15. Then at 4 p.m. Trump speaks. So yeah. So now obviously one shouldn't ignore this propulsion block here, but now you're looking at news. Sorry, not at news. At these once a busy is now we've closed past it. It's now acting as an inversion fair value gap. Um, it would be too early to tell yourself to move your stop loss to this point here. I would wait for price to do this if I can get the path out. Kind of run lower, then trade back, and then as it dives down, say if for example there was some sort of low cleared here, then as it digs down deeper, then you can partial out if one really wants to. But um, yeah, again, like I've said, I would not take this trade purely because of this 8:15 news that's going to come out. After that comes out and it chops for about 15 minutes, then I don't think 8:30 is going to be as violent. But you know, yeah, it's about being nimble. I mean, if you really think about it, if you wanted, because technically, look, with this trade, if you're selling this prop block, you were really only targeting, maybe the low end of this fair value gap. Um, but yeah, so it wouldn't be a crazy trade, but it's just a matter of getting in and getting out. Then here again, during this hour, you see how, if you went up to the five, another five is too low. If you're up in the 15-minute, why trying to take certain trades is because, for example, here, when you moved up, we run this 15-minute high. Um, if you just go back earlier to even say London session, you first have, well, I guess at low is only formed the two, but you've got this Asian low. So once that gets run, but that only happens at 3 o'clock, and it still moves a bit lower. Your inversion fair value gap is only confirmed at what call it 3:45, and you see I would see this massive week and actually not even want to get long here, and then you see a propulsion block formed between 415 and 430 rounds. And yes, that's not within my preferred um, windows and all, but this is why even like a day like today, although it does suck, I told myself until the news comes out, just leave it alone. You don't want to be caught up in like some days it's going to be good, but it's just if it's a lower probability because of news, it it makes complete sense to just stay out of the market. Um, anyway, I'm not even focused really on the 1 minute. I'm just showing it because it's I want to eventually get up to the seconds. So buy that premium subscription now, right? Because with the 5%ers, I mean, damn, you could do it. Because I mean, what if within this price action here, there was like a nice fair value gap, and say once this candle opened, you're like, cool, it's time to go short, and you've got like 0.1 spread on some of these brokers. I mean, so even if you had to do like 0.3 to just take into account for slippage, then you'd be alright. So now, for example, with this fair value gap here, and you see we've closed past it and now kind of rejecting it. It's not. I'm not a fan of price dangling in a fair value gap, especially on the 1 minute. If it's going to close past it and really run, at some point, you kind of just want to see speed through it. Like for example, this one here, it's yes, it was traded to before, but this one candle just closes past it. This one is a lot more, mucking about. Of course, it's on the watch list. So yeah, now if you wanted to be trading this inversion here, so if there's a bearish propulsion block formed here, then you'd want to be targeting this low here, which drastically increases the risk to reward. Um, but that all depends if there's a prop block. But also mind you, once a prop block forms, the market at times does seem to quickly return to EQ or even the 75. So as this price action keeps moving lower, now you see that this has been used to really keep prices high at some point. So this entire down close candle and even the low to this high, that becomes, it's like a roadblock. So you see now it's technically still a bullish order block because you haven't closed past that wick low. So now you see, I mean, if you get a strong close past its high there, then oof, there's no big shit. See, it doesn't close past that low still. So technically now on the 1 minute, you've had this bullish change in state of delivery here with this candle. So I used to see this at times and actually want to, go long. But if you're looking at this price range, you do see that we're actually hanging around this 50%. So maybe even only consider going long if you get a strong close past that level because you've got this up close candle over here where we close past its low and then I've closed past the body open but not the wick high. So Yeah. Again, this whole tool here is just a tool. Boom, 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 boom. Let's change this somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. Now, news gets released now, and now we see what is the market gonna do. It's gone lower then. All right, interesting. Is it gonna wick lower to wick higher? Oh, it's wicked. I think it's gonna make some sort of. Now we see. Oh, okay. Watching price action on MetaTrader is so much better. I mean, and I could only explain it if I do it like this. Because like, watch how that whole price action bit moves. You must have forgotten who the fuck I am. Ask me if I'm taking. I say take it for granted. So this is actually an immediate rebalance on the or on this other broker. Here you've got a fair value gap, but on like MT5, this gap does not exist, and that's the annoying thing about this. But it's not an excuse to be shit. So up to this point, this trade's done about 2R. Still looking for say a low like this, right? Obviously, it's all just reading the tape and all. How could you let it slide? Just the night. But yes, if I was going short after taking say partials at about 2R, I would move that stop loss to break even. I mean, you've got a whole breaker sell model right here. You've got this candle. This is the most recent high that formed it before it closed. I mean, you know, but obviously, price can still maybe just tease and just wick past it. So I don't want to put the stop there. I just put the stop at break even. So let's delete all this shite. So I think it's fair to say that one would have been stopped at break even. Oof, water feels nice. So say this will be done. Now issue becomes you've got this breaker here, and it's yeah, and also this wick here. It's consequent encroachment. On the 5 minute, it actually looks like it's still a sell model in play, in all honesty, because it's made this bearish BPO, it's made the bearish propulsion block. Now it's kind of just, you know, throwing itself back up into a premium. I'm considering actually, you know, registering with one of these brokers via TradingView, so I can do the currency trading through it. Um, Dude, it's always saying this fucking maintenance, bro. What the fuck maintenance is it talking about? Mm, I'm thinking now that it's going past like 8:30, because so look, one of my rules with pound USD is more than 10 pips in terms of a stop loss. And it's usually these styles of trades of where, yes, you've got this breaker here, and this is what you're kind of banking on keeping the price higher. But these types of trades, I'm just like, I don't like how big the stop loss is. Because now also, like the market has, it gets this massive, push higher and this very short retracement. And this would be something that I really don't quite believe in. So trades like that, nope. Um, oh, you see, and I've been talking and the thing is completely muted. See this thing of staring at two screens and not, sorry, let's do this one. So, like I was saying, trade like this off that breaker high with a stop that big and me looking for whatever. At least you're trying to get more than a 1-to-1. That's not my type of trade. What I would consider is because there's an actual swing low. You see this low here. It's like it's this. You got a lower high here, the lowest lower, lower high, and then lower high on the fourth candle. So there you can consider maybe putting your stop round about there, and then say if you were targeting that high, it wouldn't be that crazy. That would kind of make a bit more sense. But the big stop losses in this, no, it's not a. It's just I think to myself, why would I put myself through so much? Just pullback after pullback. I think because price has gone and traded, I'm probably gonna just see what Nasdaq is going to be doing. But additionally, oh, that feels nice. Will be a nice krach on the back. I just look. This is fantastic price action, right? You know, but the only reason why I think that, although I used to complain about the wicks, you get actual pullbacks here. Um, see how? Okay, cool. Here you get this. There is a whole like up close a candle over here. Sorry, down close candle. Once the close past it, we just if you really really squeeze you and then pops off, and there's another pullback. You get something like that here, but we're talking about the premium and discount thing of like look at the most recent either like look at this price leg here and look at this one there to there, right? Cool. If you've got look, I mean the midpoint of this down close candle and you know the EQ of this range here. I mean look how close they are. Then if you now bring up say that low, you literally just you're fighting that EQ level, you come back down. So then you think, so cool, I'm buying in a bit of like, you know, a discount. Because think of it, right? Like these candles first form. Like if by the time over here, like the range just formed and the candle closes, you're like, damn, dude, like you can't buy that. You're still in a premium, And then as it comes down, immediately it closes outside of the gap and then it runs lower. Let me zoom into it. But you see, at pound USD was playing up quite well on the upper team. Um, Another maybe secretive scalping strategy, but I'm sure I'm not the first one to ever think of it, was like when in a premium, right? If you start seeing an up close, so let's say if the market's been buying for a bit, we're now in a premium, and you see, for example, a 3 minute candle um, runs a high and then it closes bearish with the bodies below the most recent uh, the most recent candles open. This is almost like it's like such a quick reversal pattern, but I see it more often, and then look, and then it's vice versa. But like, say over here, like you don't, yes, fine, this candle, does it, but do you really believe that this high is not going to get traded to after you've literally got a gap here? It's not even been close past. It's kind of got to be like at these extreme highs and lows, but yeah, maybe I've not been with like G for a bit, but just fucking brightness is high. So like now it would be interesting to see what is happening on like the seconds chart, because this whole price feed it's extremely delayed compared to the price action on other things. It's rubbish, man. It's rubbish. Even if you look at the 50 minute, we're probably set to just see how we've made this right. We've made this propulsion block, but with this really really big bottom wick. So this is where I even kind of hope that we can just quickly shoot above it before shorts, shorting the shorts. So yes, if I was just trading the 1 minute now, I'm like, cool, but why wouldn't I take a short now if you close past? There's no. You see this massive wick here. This is where it tries to lie to you. You want to see it if it closed past there quickly in one move, but you see again, like when this prop block worked here, it didn't really dance. Once it was formed here, it traded and it ran, right? It was just up close candle, down close. It's quick. This is up close candle, down close, up close, down close, but it's not really doing anything. There's no Vuma. So this is that 8 a.m. high. It's still failing to just close past the low. I wonder how well GU traded today and how much volume there was really. Still feel like this is sell side here, bro. I'm telling you. This is a good one. That would be nice outside. Now we see what these Tony boys are doing. So you see now you get that close. So if you're a true gambler, you just go short there now. See, once you get your close, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a gambler. But scary stuff now because that previous, that high is still intact. But if you call yourself a thug, you'd expect that low there. That's what you'd want to see price trade to. Now, but mind you that these highs look quite smooth. But maybe price stealing that high there was plentiful. But let's wait and see. Now you see it to yourself, and that's the target traded to. Wow, what a shocker! You see, the thing is that I'm seeing the price. This is at least like 2 seconds delayed. The price action. Let me see that there. Wait. Let me move it to. See how that moves. It's just a lot. It's a lot better. Um, let's go back here. So at this point, right, you're up 1.55, or say 1.5R. You've say closed 80%, right? So you move your stop loss to BE, and you're no longer involved in the trade. You know, if something crazy decides to happen, and the sell side below here is wanted, you still got something to buy cat food with or some shit or dog food or whatever the fuck you want to buy. But now, post 8:30, this is now the first presented fair value gap. First I just say bottom pre FEG. Yeah, 8:30. That's now two occasions in which a 1.5 hour trade is a lot easier to spot just by using just price action. But I think, okay, it's fine. We'll stick with this one until then. Um, I think I'll stop with this in like, say, after this whole, if this either runs to stop loss or whatever it does, and then, you know, go take a break and shit, and then see what price is gonna do. Da, 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 da. Oof. You weren't the one I thought you knew. That's definitely stopped out. If stop loss was moved to break even there, because the entry. Well, no, it kind of missed it, but I mean, with any regular spread, you, yeah, the guys are fucking you over. So this is not dangerous because now think of it, right? You've got these smooth highs here, right? You've prices just made a bullish BPR against you. So you're out of this trade. It's the first presented fair value gap at 8:30, right? And if you have the cheek, you might even think to yourself, well, why not? You've got these smooth highs we're talking about, right? Just because it's a BPR. That's the only reason why you want to be that cheeky. We all want a teenage fantasy. But also, price action is never the best when, it's like, yeah, Trump is speaking later or something. It just fucks with it. Thing is, I see guys putting the stop here like with futures. I was always kind of more of a scaredy cat and I'd want mine there. But let's see if these guys had something, of value. So yes, this is the first one. Um, this is the my goodness, man. Do I really see this boy that I think I'm falling for? Ah, you see, it's actually my mistake. It's my mistake. This trade actually can reverse because, um, in theory, well, not in theory. You see how this SIBI, right, is formed of this price action, but this is the highest point. And usually, after the market trades up to this point of it, I move that stop loss to break even because I say once that gets taken, I don't want to see this get filled. And because this has also formed a gap and this one formed an inversion fair value gap, I would hope that this would stay unfilled. So let's just even say stop loss to break even, see what happens. So yeah, right, break even once again. Now we leave it alone. Take your time. Life's a big old rush. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Because like, look, my issue with Watchmen, probably I didn't switch it back. Okay, no, I did. The big issue with a lot of the trades I've done in the past is it's like I keep changing the fucking plan. So it's um I remember when I first used to trade the 2022 model. So the 2022 model is that you want price to sweep a high or low. Then say for example, if you're going wait, why must I even talk about it? If I can just find it somewhere here. Right. When, for example, this low was formed, the most recent high before the low was this one here. Cool. But then the market dives lower. Cool. Then the most recent high becomes this one. Then it goes lower again. Then the most recent high becomes that high. Right? Then how, well, obviously, then now this is a bit more like complex compared to just what okay, well, it's fine. Let's just stick to a normal 2022 model for now. So you got this high, that low, and then price breaks it, and then this gap is formed. Then you also get a very small gap here, and then another fair value gap forms here. So usually, if you got all these, consecutive gaps, safe way to do it is just take a fib tool and then anchor it to fuck to say, yeah, here's the 71 to 61.8, or use that one there. See how we do return to it. Yes, this gap stays unfold, but we go to that gap, and you're that's where you're getting long. Stop loss is at the most recent low, and then ideally you're doing this knowing that there's a form of say buy side on top there that you were chasing, something like that, right? So maybe if you wanted these highs initially for 2R, which father land, which you do eventually get, and then this did work out to being a much, it's actually a fairly long trade, and eventually, and this is on like the 1 minute for call it 3.5R. it takes you about an hour and 7 minutes, which is not terrible. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I hated about trading that model was like the trades take so long. I wasn't a fan of it. I mean, well, obviously I was a fan of it, but like I wanted to always find, well, what is the moment that price snaps like that? And I know I've said it here before. Hold on. G, you could be doing something quite interesting here. I'll come back to that whole thing about the moment it snaps just now. G is just doing something. Yeah. Let's see. So you've cleared that high now. So possibly you want to dip down. Let's see. Let's see. What is the Principessa then? What's here? 5 minute. There's no. Well, technically, actually, the cell model. Remember, like I did mention that there was a 5 minute model 24 here because the bearish BPR, the prop block. So maybe like it clearing this high over here, this was it maintaining this model by just doing, so like running because think of some guys probably moved their stop loss here, and then you get the bearish changing the state of delivery here, and then it dipped lower, comes back. Well, it still needs to close past here if you ever wanted to have a proper sort of sell model presented to it. Again, I really only do GU in London, just moves better, but this was just it's practice. It's nice to know that if and when the time is appropriate, you just gotta be patient with it. There have been so many shitty days in trading, that you work hard to like become good at something and then it just starts to fuck you. Oh, look at that move lower. Oof. Um, and so there you've now got that internal range liquidity would now be swept here. So now note how you've used this first presented fair value gap. I used it as an inversion fair value gap. And if we zoom out here, low is 375, low is 376. So still sell side indeed. I'm getting a fucking hard on from how fantastic this shit is, man. So if I was short, say if I, got short at the consequent encroachment of this gap or whatever, I would have moved my stop loss to break even already at this point. Point of today was this tape reading. But this is nice. Let's sweep the high, propulsion block, or like quarter block it's made, dumps, comes back. I'm sure on say like the 30-second time frame, there was probably a second candle that made an inversion fair value gap here. And then so it's probably why that had to remain a breakaway gap. Unless that sell side gets taken out. I think that's fucking lovely. Anyways, I'll leave this alone. I think it's a good tape reading session. I mean, could explain why market went lower, why you get stopped out, going long here, shorting this one, getting stopped out there, then how we use this first presented fair value gap at 830. So yeah, good stuff.